to introduce you now to the man that arranged all this, Bobby Motherwell. Big cheer for Bobby. Thank you very much.
I'm not that tall. So how are you all? Good. You enjoying tonight? I'm going to ruin that. There we go. So it's lovely to play in this place. What an amazing venue, isn't it? Yeah. And thanks for everybody to agreeing to doing this. It was a real honour to be asked to pull this together and ask all the people to come and do it. And so many people couldn't make it tonight that really wanted to come, so that was lovely to hear as well. I'm just going to check my tuning in this before I go, in case Bobby's managed to bugger it up a wee bit. But that's your job, is it? So yeah, so thanks to everybody for asking me to help out with this. It's been a real pleasure doing so, and it's lovely to play in this venue. And when I get this sorted out, there we go. So I'm going to start with a song that I wrote specifically for this kind of event. Never really known that I'd get playing it like this. I usually, when I play this song at any of the sets that I play it in, I usually announce it by saying, this song is going to, if we believe the polls, it's going to split the audience 50-50. But don't need to worry about that tonight, there. So I wrote this song after the last referendum, in the aftermath, because I felt we lost an incredible opportunity. We chose fear over hope. And I think we lost an opportunity. I think we had an opportunity to take it within ourselves, and we just crapped ourselves. And I hope we don't do that again. And I wrote this song because I'd been reading a lot of, I'm a bit of a climber and a mountaineer, and one of my favourite authors is a guy called W.H. Murray. And W.H. Murray wrote a book called Mountaineering in Scotland. And then he wrote a paragraph which I've had pinned on my wall for so long. And it just reminds me what it's all about. And he stole Goeth's couplet in the end of this paragraph, and I stole a line from it, and that's what's in the song. And what it says is, concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there's one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. A whole stream of events issues from the decisions raising in one's favour all manners of unforeseen incidents, meetings and material assistance which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. I learned with deep respect one of Goethe's couplets, whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power and magic in it. Begin it now. We met two combatants, shared a common bond. Shoulder to shoulder stood to be right and to be wrong. The prison door lay open and a doubt rose up in you. Why don't you believe in me the way I believe in you? Why don't you believe in me the way I believe in you? What fear infests itself in everything you do? Boldness has a power and a magic, it's true. Why don't you believe in me the way I believe in you? And all you could ask of me from where our next meal it'll come, and who on earth will clothe us and give us shelter from the storm? And who could we depend upon should our first will come true? Why don't you believe in me the way I believe in you? Why don't you believe in me the way I believe in you? What fear infests itself in everything you do? Boldness has a power and a magic, it's true. Why don't you believe in me the way I believe in you? You've been locked away in the cell for far too long, wearing nothing more, a simple dance to a single song. The day reveals itself to bring many songs and dances new. And still you don't believe in me the way I believe in you. Why don't you believe in me the way I believe in you? What fear infests itself in everything you do? Boldness has a power and a magic, it's true. Why don't you believe in me the way I believe in you? Why don't you believe in me the way I believe in you? Thank you so much. This song's about Alexander Wilson. I don't know how many know who Alexander Wilson was, but he was born in 1766 in Paisley. He became a poet and a weaver. He was a contemporary of Burns and Tannahill and Ferguson. And his poems he wrote were about nature and birds. But he also wrote some political poems as well. And for these political poems that he wrote, which were criticising the mill owners in Paisley at the time who were screwing the workers, he was sentenced to prison. He went to jail 3 times. And on the 3rd time he was released. on the proviso that he burned his poems publicly in Paisley Cross, which he did. And he realised then that he was going to have to leave the land that he loved, because he was watching writers being transported to the colonies. And rather than be pushed, he left himself. And he walked from Paisley to Port Patrick and boarded a ship called the Swift and headed for Philadelphia, the new land. He landed in Philadelphia and he met a guy called William Bartram. And William Bartram was a botanist. And William Bartram introduced and reignited his love of birds. And he set about logging all the birds of America. He wrote 9 volumes of Wilson's anthology. But during that time he met a guy called Thomas Jefferson. And he wrote a poem which became a song for Jefferson, called Jefferson and Liberty. And when Jefferson eventually made it to the White House, the first thing he did was we put Wilson's anthology in the White House. The current incumbent's probably never read it. So this wee guy from Howwood in Lochwinnoch, which is where I'm from, went on to be known as the father of American ornithology. But he had to leave his land to do so. This is called Wilson's Lament. Well, they made me out a rebel, a traitor to the state, a troublemaker to be watched, to incarcerate, and the freedom they contrived was no freedom at all. Burn all the evidence, remain behind the wall. Sometimes we fool ourselves with one more dream to chase, just another number in the race. Sometimes we find ourselves a time in a better place, grateful for the ever-changing face. Necessity required of me to leave the land I love. Chance to board the Swift, that symbolic dove, and leaving behind those I loved and knew, a new world I would find, a chance to start anew. Sometimes we fool ourselves with one more dream to chase, just another number in the race. Sometimes we find ourselves a time in a better place, grateful landed on the Delaware, found fortune and new friends. This struggle came my fate, chance to make amends, and in shedding all the skins that consumed me in the past, in this calling gained my freedom, found my wings at last. Sometimes we fool ourselves with one more dream to chase, just another number in the race. Sometimes we find ourselves a time in a better place, grateful for the ever-changing face, grateful for a consensus, for yes. One more dream to chase. Thank you.